Tony, didn't know anybody in Hollywood at that time, but he was very good looking, and he could certainly play an Indian well. And my uncle was Anthony Quinn, the actor.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Uncle Tony.
Oh, my mother will be very excited.
He was straight. He'd show up at Christmas time in whatever character he was doing. And I remember he came in. I think he was doing. Was it Zapata, Viva Zapata with Marlon Brando?
Yeah.
He came in, Joe, to get me some tequila, Okay, Uncle Tony.
Were you just like?
He was a neat guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a fascinating guy to talk to. Grandfather hired him once, this was before he married grandfather's daughter. But it was a part for a Sioux Indian, and it was a movie called The Plainsman with Gary Cooper, and he played Wild Bill Hickok. So Hickok captures this Indian. And he's talking to the Indian, and the Indian is speaking in Sioux. And grandfather was a stickler for authenticity. He said, I want an Indian who speaks Sioux. And so grandfather said, I want a Sioux. So Tony, who didn't know anybody in Hollywood at that time, but he was very good looking, and he could certainly play an Indian well. And so he got his agent to introduce him and said that Mr. DeMille, this is something rather Bonatagla, but he doesn't speak any English. He only speaks Sioux, and so Tony was sitting there telling his agent, and then the agent would say, he says, "It's very nice to meet you, Mr. DeMille," and so this went on. Grandfather bought it.
Wow.
And finally, Tony did the right thing. He said, "I'm sorry, Mr. DeMille. I'm not a Sioux Indian. I'm just, I'm a Mexican, basically." And he said, and grandfather was a little mad at first, but he said, you fooled me, you'll fool an audience. And so he got the job as an Indian.
Man, if you had to describe a person in a single story, I feel like that really sums up the character that he must have been.